All right, so wait. Is this your card?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Wait. Oh, okay. This is your card.
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm John, and tonight I want answers about the Supreme Court and the Raccoon, and I want to hear some live music. There's no stopping us now because we're live. Woohoo! Check your calendar. If it says July 12th, 2018, then we're live.
Yeah, usually we can't see the band.
And now the band's here. Usually they're hiding in the ceiling.
Yeah, they're up in the ceiling or they're
And they
behind that
play
tree.
like-
There's that big tree out there, and for some reason they always set up behind it.
This is Captain Flapjack.
Yeah.
Yes, our house band. So we're going to
Yeah.
hear from them all night long. And unfortunately, we're also going to hear from you all night long. Keith Stattenfield, legendary. I was told today he's legendary for making Macintosh software.
Okay.
Someone said, hey, that guy's on your show. He's kind of famous. I'm like,
Who said that?
some guy in the band.
Okay.
He might have been,
He lied to you.
doing
Yeah.
band stuff. We'll be taking your tweets. You can tweet us at John Wants Answer.
We're not going to have time for tweets.
Probably not. We've got a lot of stuff going on tonight.
I'm saying, just if you were going to tweet in, don't do it tonight because we're probably not going to have time for it.
That's the
And
excuse
don't do
I'll
it any
use.
other night because there's a permanent record, man.
When we have no tweets, that's the excuse I'll use. I'll say, Keith said not to tweet.
He said don't tweet.
But you can tweet, and you can go to johnwantsanswers.com instead to send us a message.
Yeah.
And we'll read those.
We're not
too.
going to get to those either.
Yeah, it might. The opinions here are my own and not those of my company.
Okay. What about the Flapjacks? Like, what if they have opinions?
Do you have opinions?
Generally, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we try to have opinions.
Okay.
Okay.
They'll be your
Opinions
opinions.
about having
They won't be the opinions of my company, but they'll be your opinions.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
One or more of us has opinions.
That's
We have corrections from last week.
last month.
Last month.
I mean, okay, first correction, not last week, last month.
Last
Proceed.
week, see, that's why I messed up. It says last week here. Last month I talked about never remembering an election in June. And then went back in the archives. The very first episode we did was in June, and I talked about elections in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was wrong. I totally forgot the first episode. So I watched it again.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
You know why it was terrible?
I know why it was
Yeah,
terrible.
okay, as long as we know
We-
it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't discuss before the show.
I got the phone
how
call
it was-
from the wife explaining
Yeah.
to me why. Yeah.
Now, we're not going to talk about the World Cup tonight
No.
because we talked about the Cup 4 years ago.
Okay.
And 4 years ago, we do not remember that we talked about it 4 years before that.
Do we know that for sure?
Yeah.
Did we watch the show from 4 years ago where we don't
Yeah.
talking about it 4 years previous?
Exactly. So we've been
Okay.
doing this for at least 8 years.
You should pay someone to transcribe all of these shows so that we
Pay?
can do a quick text search to see what we've talked about.
I just need an intern. We don't need to pay someone.
I think you're supposed to pay your interns.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were
No, I think you're supposed to pay them.
in California.
Well, I think everywhere you're supposed to pay them.
Really? Okay. Well, no transcribing for us.
Well,
All right.
you don't want to take some of that company whose name you won't mention's money and transcribe some shows. Just throw someone some cash.
They don't.
You got to spread it out.
All right, let's see our categories tonight. Tonight we are going to talk about extreme justice, Canadian wildlife, vegetables, toothpicks of Central Europe, Keith and John get it on, or creepy or hilarious. All right, Keith, what are you picking today, right now?
I'm gonna buck tradition, and I'm gonna go with Keith and John get it on for 200.
All right, what's the topic there? Governor of California campaign. All right. So today I have special guest, Greg
Give another
Poist.
special guest.
Yes, Greg Poist.
We
He
got a
is.
band, man. Don't they count? Have you forgotten the band already? There'll be a
already talked
correction
the
next
band.
show. Sorry, John forgot a band was here.
All right. Greg is the head of my exploratory committee.
Hi, Greg. What's he paying you?
Nothing.
He should pay you.
Yes, he should.
Yeah,
He's an intern.
I'll pay you.
Now, if you were watching last month on Keith and John Get It On, the contest was we're going to run for governor, each of us individually, and then the person who wins the most votes in the primary wins. So we have 4 years to do it. So I brought on Greg to find out what are the requirements for running for governor of California.
Okay, give me a second here. Who's going first? Just you?
Of
Yeah.
different requirements.
I've satisfied all the requirements I
Are you
need
sure?
to know for running for governor of California.
All right,
Are you
what
a
were
U.S. citizen?
I am,
Yes, check.
currently.
Okay. Are you registered to vote and otherwise qualified to vote for that office at the time?
I'm registered to vote. Does that mean, is that right?
You need to be.
My
registered to
intention
vote.
is to be registered to vote
Yes,
for
your
the
intention.
2022 elections somewhere
right.
in California.
Okay.
You're terrible at this, John.
Have you been convicted of a felony involving accepting or giving bribes, embezzlement of public money, extortion or theft of public money, perjury, or conspiracy to commit any of those crimes?
Not yet.
I don't think I have. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I think,
Okay.
You think you're okay?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Okay.
committed any of those felonies.
All right, so the last one is the most important. Have either of you served 2 terms in the office since November 6, 1990?
2 terms?
Yes.
No.
Have you
No.
already served
No.
2 terms?
Not yet.
Not 2
Not
terms.
yet.
Okay.
Okay. We're
You're
clear?
qualified.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Greg.
I think qualified is an overstatement.
No, you are qualified.
I think we're eligible
No, you are
to
in
run
fact,
for governor, but
It's the qualification. You are qualified.
we need to tighten up the state constitution. We need 180,000 signatures.
I think it's 10,000 signatures, or we just pay money. Just pay money.
Well, you got to pay money to collect the signatures. Like, you still have to get the signatures.
Yeah, you could just go door to door. Doesn't
Okay.
cost you anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on the show,
You should pay him. You should pay that guy.
I should pay that guy. If
Yeah.
he gets me some signatures, I'll pay him.
Yeah.
Delivery for Keith Stattenfield.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. What is it?
I'm gonna have you sign right here.
Okay. Fine here.
Wow, you're getting mail during the show?
I'm a busy man. Okay, initial here. There's another initial here. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
You want me to date it?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Look,
Wow,
it's
what do you-
spelled correctly and everything.
What do you got there, Keith?
I have no idea.
Is that your card?
Yeah, although it's got a hole in it that didn't used to be there.
All right.
Someone punched a hole in my card. Who do I complain to?
All the cards have holes punched in them.
Yeah, except mine. That's why I picked it. I was
All
like, there's
right.
only one card here that doesn't have a hole in it. That's the card I'm taking.
All right, let's see the board of categories again. What do you pick this time, Keith?
I want to go back to Keith and John Get It On.
You have more to say about that?
As I understand, you've already spent money on the campaign.
I have spent, I think, $22.
Okay. And what did you spend it on?
I bought 4 domains.
Yeah. What are they? You gotta pump them. You gotta pump them, man. So people will go there.
Governor California 2022.com and .org and .info and .something else.
How? I only bought 2 domains.
What did you pick?
I bought KeithForGovernor.com,
Uh-huh.
and then I bought AnyoneButJohnForGovernor.com.
What's great about that is
Okay,
you
hang
can
on.
run in
Hang
any
on.
state with those domains.
That's correct.
Keith
And
for governor of
now I
anything.
need you to look at me, because that's going up as soon as I get home on AnyoneButJohnForGovernor.com.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, no publicity is bad publicity.
People say that, but it's not true.
Our current president had a lot of bad publicity.
And
he's president.
Let us not speak of our
okay.
current president.
Okay. All right, let's see the topics again, the categories. What do you want to pick this time,
I'm going to
Keith?
say Canadian Wildlife for $200. I don't know why I
right.
always pick $200. Like, I should pick $1,000. I would be making
Yeah.
so much cash.
You don't really make a lot of money on this.
Yeah, I want to talk about that
Okay.
part too.
What do we have for Canadian Wildlife? Raccoon!
You have raccoons in Canada?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Generally a nocturnal animal, the raccoon's black facial mask and ringed tail make it easy to recognize. They can use their forepaws with great dexterity, like hands. This intelligent and inquisitive animal continues to thrive even in suburbia, taking advantage of additional food supplies. Inactive during the early winter, by late January the male leaves his den to seek a mate. Litters averaging 4 young are born in late April. Although they are weaned at 2 months, they remain with their mother as a compatible family group until the following year. For more information on the raccoon, please contact the Canadian Wildlife Service in Ottawa.
And we're back. I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking you want to like turn off the TV now and get in the car and go home and beat the traffic. But no, don't do that today because we have Captain Flapjack playing their hit
Flapjack
song backwards. Let's hear it.
When it rains, just let it rain. Watch it soak in, put out the flames. Let it be what you think you see. You're my mistress, and you still believe. But nobody wants to listen, but everyone wants to be heard. And the wrong line goes backwards. So let it go, what you think you know. Put down the cards, and don't let them show. And it's so strange how we play these games. Letting the loose, feeling the shame. But nobody wants to listen, but everyone wants to be heard. There's a number line, we look backwards. So let it lie, yeah, watch it die. Let them believe that you put up a fight. So give it up, ain't you had enough? You wanna win, take what you love. But nobody wants to listen, but everyone wants to be heard. And then the God
That was Captain Flapjack. We have Michael Scalise. We have Natalie Hopner. We have Chris Anti-Mary. And then Martine Marconcini. I should have asked you beforehand. Marconcini?
Yeah.
All right. Where can people hear more from Captain Flapjack? Where can they go to learn more about your band?
Well, we have a Facebook page. You can search for Captain Flapjack.
Are you the only one?
Well, sometimes you'll see like the misadventures of something Flapjack.
Oh.
We're the only band. And then also we have a Bandcamp page, and you can also find us on Spotify.
All right.
Yeah.
So check them out.
You know, you should buy CaptainFlapjack.com.
Oh,
And you could just have a one-stop.
I gotta stop what I'm doing now and go register that domain.
Yeah, you do.
I was
Because
actually thinking that. I was like, we
I
didn't do
have
that.
bought domains during this show, just so you know.
Like, don't vote for John.
No, I bought that before the show.
Okay.
But in the past,
I think I remember that.
didn't there used to be like molasses malcontents with you guys? Do you used to have like a bunch of molasses malcontents?
We used to
Captain
have another,
Flapjack and the Syrup Sisters.
Oh, yeah.
That was our.
I think it was molasses malcontents. I'm pretty sure.
That'll be our name the next time we're on the show.
Yeah.
Oh no, well, you'd owe me money then.
All right, Keith. After all that music, I hope you're ready for the next category to pick from.
Sure.
Okay,
This show has gotten so much better for me since I stopped coming to rehearsals.
What do you want to pick this time?
I'm going to go with. I'm going to regret this, but Extreme Justice.
Extreme
Extreme Justice, $200.
All right, what do we have there? Supreme Court nomination. All right. What is the job of the Supreme Court?
Well, they're the chief federal court of the country.
So what cases would go to the Supreme Court of the country?
Well, like any cases they chose to accept arising out of the lesser federal courts, or any case they chose to accept on their own, provided they had jurisdiction.
What criteria do they use to
No
pick?
one knows. They're just whatever, they make it up.
make it up.
They're the Supreme Court.
I was growing up in Canada, which is a foreign country. I thought it was their job just to figure out if laws are constitutional.
That's one of their jobs.
That's just one of their jobs.
Yeah.
They can just decide on many things besides that.
Well, not many things, but there are other things
Right.
besides, hey, is this law constitutional, which they're allowed to do.
I've heard that there's an opening.
There is.
Have you applied for it?
Now,
Okay, good.
I'm not sure if it's the kind of job you apply for. Like, I think they call you.
They call you. Don't call them.
And generally, it's the Heritage Foundation that does that these days.
The Heritage Foundation.
Yeah, don't go into it.
Oh, okay. So why is there an opening on the court now?
Because one of the justices has decided to resign at the end of the month.
Who's that?
Anthony Kennedy. Justice Kennedy.
Justice Kennedy. Do we
They
know?
like being called Justice.
Yeah. Like you doctor. He wants to be called doctor something.
Sure,
Even your
sure.
chiropractor.
Okay.
Do we know why he's resigning? Is he resigning?
We've heard rumors.
Is it in protest or of being old?
Yes.
Okay.
Or the Russians have some dirt on his kid. No one knows.
Oh, okay. Has there been a nomination for someone to replace him?
They have announced who the nomination is. I don't know if they have sent the name to the Senate to officially nominate, since currently Kennedy is still a justice.
Until the end.
Till the end of the
July.
month.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then who's the guy that we think is going to be nominated?
Brett Kavanaugh? Kavanaugh.
Okay. How is he expected to lean? Like
Well,
left,
politically, they think he's conservative.
conservative. Now, is Anthony Kennedy, is he conservative?
Politically, he's been largely conservative as well.
So the balance of the court shouldn't change.
In general, no. There are some issues that Kennedy has been the swing vote on. And if Kavanaugh is not similarly the swing vote, then on those issues, the balance of the court would change.
Okay.
And those issues have been LGBT issues, women's rights to abortions.
So, talking about abortion, that's one of the big things people are talking a lot about.
It is.
This Roe v. Wade
Yeah.
decision made
Yeah.
in the 70s.
Yeah. Settled court decision.
Settled court decision. So why would people think it's going to change if it's already settled?
Because every Republican running for president has promised to appoint Supreme Court justices that would overrule Roe.
But in order to
And people have decided maybe they're not lying to us and they actually intend to do that.
But to override Roe v. Wade, it has to somehow come before the court.
That's correct, but that's not a terribly difficult proposition. There are plenty of decisions and laws being passed in the states right now that would conflict with the current interpretation of Roe, and so would be impetus for a court case at the lower level that would then get appealed to one of the district courts, and then that would get appealed to the Supreme Court, or would get taken up by the Supreme Court in a, if two district courts disagreed, which is almost certainly the case.
So do we think that the new makeup of the Supreme Court, they would see this and want to take this case?
There's a strong belief that it's going to happen, yes. It's not guaranteed.
Do they, amongst themselves, do they vote? Or is there like a chief? Like Speaker of the House decides what business goes on before the House.
In general, yes.
So is a similar guy for the Supreme Court?
I think for the most part, the justices get together and by something less than a majority vote, agree what court case is. Someone says 4 votes. I think some things can do less, like death penalty cases. I think every justice has a district and they're allowed to just accept a death penalty case from that district.
Every Supreme Court justice has a district they serve?
Well, there are 11 districts, and I think for matters of some urgency, there's a way for even less than 4 justices to try to bring something. But in practice, it's less than a majority,
Okay.
but more than one, because they want substantial interest in the Supreme Court that this is something we'd like to discuss.
But then when they vote on things, then it's majority.
Yes.
And we've seen most decisions like 5-4 margin, like there's 9
There
judges.
are a lot of, I think most decisions the Supreme Court makes are not 5-4 decisions. Most of them are, there are a substantial number of 9-0 decisions. I can think of a couple 7-2 decisions in the last year or two.
Okay.
But the ones you hear about most are the 5-4 decisions
Right.
because they're generally an issue which there is significant controversy about.
Okay. So now we have this nomination of Brett Kavanaugh. Now, what's the process for him going from a nomination to being a justice?
Well, I think we have to wait for the elections because, as you know, we're within 10 months of an election, and you can't appoint a Supreme Court justice. We need to let the people decide.
Right. That is why President Obama could not. His nomination didn't go through.
That's why McConnell did not bring the nomination of Merrick Garland to the floor.
Right.
Merrick
Okay.
Garland.
So we're going to have elections in November.
Yes.
We're going to have new senators and new congressmen.
Yes.
And that-
First Tuesday in January, I believe.
And those new people then.
Yes.
Well, then
so
go
I'm
through-
totally sure that's the process they're going to
Okay,
follow.
so
anything else would be very.
Wouldn't be fair at all,
Yeah,
right?
it wouldn't be fair at all.
Okay, so in November, when this happens,
Yeah.
what's the process?
Realistically, sometime in August or September, they will bring the nomination to the floor of the Senate. They will have hearings. The hearings will be political theater, and they will then bring a vote, certainly before October when the Supreme Court starts their next session.
Okay.
And they need a majority of senators to vote
So 51.
Yes.
Didn't need. It can't be 50. It has to be 51.
Well, if it's an exact tie, the vice president can break that tie.
Right. Okay.
Now, at present, John McCain is recuperating from brain surgery, so he's not in the Senate. If he's not voting, then the Senate can't tie because they have 99 senators, and you
Right.
can't tie with an odd number.
Okay. So then it passes the Senate. Does it go on to the House?
It
then?
does not.
It does not.
Only the Senate is the only body that confirms.
So they vote, and then he's in.
Yeah, the next day they.
Him or somebody else. Now, is there anything the Democrats can do to stop if they don't like this guy?
Well, they could persuade 2 senators to vote against him or to abstain.
Can they filibuster?
You cannot filibuster.
Oh.
At least the belief is they won't let them filibuster.
Right. Okay. Well, that's how you get a new Supreme Court judge. So, now we're nearing the end of our show. We're going to hear another song from the Flapjacks.
The Flapjacks.
Captain Flapjack.
Yeah.
They got promoted.
I wanted to jump over there and play one of them instruments during that second song. And then I remembered I don't know how to play any instrument.
They're all used up. As far as all the instruments have people behind them already.
They've probably got a tambourine. I'm sure the drummer's got a tambourine or a triangle I could hit. I'm great at the triangle.
You can just like tap your finger on the desk, maybe.
I'm just gonna chair dance.
Our next episode is August 9th. Stay tuned for Deep Connect, and then What the Bleep? That's Jim Tooth's show. All right, and they're going to play for us The Land. Take it away. High five.
Here we all came for the dream, to the land where pride is fuel. But the cost is high enough that you have to pay with